Hello. It's currently 10 p.m., August 1st, Thursday, and I am in the lab at school finishing up finishing up analysis of my optics post lab. And now you may be wondering, why am I here so late? That has to do with a goal that I've set for myself for today. I wanted to, at the very least, have my graphs and data printed out so that I can complete the report at home. Um, but also, it's part of a bigger perspective of holding myself accountable for what I set out for myself to do. And it may seem very minute for this task, but I believe that how I do one thing is how I do everything. And so if I were to forsake my own promise, if I were to slack on the goals that I set for myself, and it doesn't matter why, because I'm tired, I can rationalize any kind of excuses to not complete what I set out for myself for today. And I've very well done that in the past, and there's this voice that then comes back and bites me in the ass and goes, well, you didn't do what you said you were going to do, so what you say is obviously obsolete and doesn't matter. And as a result of that, not just that singular act, but a whole series of a pattern of behaving that way, I've lost self-respect for myself, and um, the anxiety kind of stacks on every single time I don't do what I tell myself I should do. But I've also come to realize that I've been very hard on myself in the past because I've always expected a high standard for myself. I wanted my work to look great. I wanted to understand the material thoroughly. And that's a case of wanting something to be perfect, but then ignoring the process and ignoring that sometimes making progress is almost even more important, because progress means putting one foot in front of the other. Perfection is this high bar that most most people, definitely me included, will not attain on the first or even 10th try. And so then it becomes a case of paralysis by fear of not getting there, because quite frankly, it's a lot of work. But again, how I do one thing is how I'll do everything. And I've been listening to some great podcasts by some motivational speakers, Tony Robbins, I think it's Chris Pena, Dan Pena, um, David Goggins, Andrew Huberman, um, Jim Rohn, amongst others, who, Brian Tracy, anyways. And they all have a common theme that well, 99% of the time, it doesn't matter how I feel. It's about getting the work done, putting one foot in front of the other. That's just the beginning. But I have to do that over and over and over again for every little task. Take care of the little task, and the big task will naturally fall in line, is the idea. But wanting to be better is a deeply uncomfortable process because who I am currently, I'm not happy. But with this kind of one step at a time forward, I am proud of myself for doing that, and I can respect myself. And I've come to accept, in a sort of masochistic way, that pain and suffering is necessary, and it can be a very good thing, if not, again, masochistically speaking, pleasurable, because it changes me from this soft, putty thing, and it hardens me and it hones me to become the person that I want to be. I have lots of goals of where I want to end up in life, of what I want in life. I want wealth, land, physical fitness. I want to have a beautiful romantic relationship with someone, raise kids together, raise them responsibly. I want land on which to cultivate. I want to be competent in many things. I want to be a great engineer. I want to provide for my family. I don't want to lift my friends and those less fortunate. And so, the more I whine or stay paralyzed in fear or feel down on myself, and sometimes it's okay to be afraid, but the fact of the matter is, I've always got to be moving forward. Because life doesn't happen in a vacuum. Time always moves forward. Life changes. Sooner or later, we all die. So I have to make the most out of the limited amount of time that I have now. Discipline, I'm sure, is a word that's been hugely quoted and talked about across all kinds of fields, all kinds of disciplines. Haha. Yeah. Again, this is to say, Andy, that really feels that I'm on the right track. It's deeply uncomfortable. It's very tiresome. But for the rare first times, I know this is the right attitude to have about life. And I guess there can be a counterpoint to say, you gotta rest and you gotta recover. Fair point. But I also know that From now on, I will do everything to the best of my ability, whether that means killing myself in the process in attaining my goals, because the alternative is an ignominious death. And I'd rather die setting out to accomplish my goals. So keep it up, Andy. And keep it up for whoever is watching this. Keep it up.